The NBA is a battlefield of desire and ego, where the world's most athletic giants collide. Rushing music and tens of thousands of people, and angry shots flying everywhere. A world where injudgment can affect the death value of hundreds of millions of dollars.
In the crazy world, there is another legendary team that has won the championship a record 11 times. The Chicago Bulls, led by Michael Jordan, and then there's the Los Angeles Lakers, led by Kobe Bryant. Why were they so strong? Was it because he has overwhelming talent? Of course. However, it is a common knowledge in team sports that talent alone is not enough to win. They had a secret routines. Before the game, they lied in the locker room our timeout. Incense is lit, and the big men sit on the floor and close their eyes. Yes, their weapon was them.
Their coach was Phil Jackson, commonly known as the Master. He used them teaching to tame the ego of some of the world's most difficult geniuses, like Jordan and Kobe, and transformed them into the strongest team.
Today's video will be in the two parts. The first half of the book covers his time with the Chicago Bulls, where he tamed the wild beasts. The second half of the film is about his time with the Los Angeles Lakers, where he brought together two geniuses who hated each other. This story may completely change the way to think about leadership and mindfulness. When Phil Jackson took over as the head coach in 1989, the Chicago Bulls were facing a major obstacle. The team included basketball legend Michael Jordan. He scored incredible goals in every game. But the team couldn't win the championship. Why? The reason is simple: Jordan's ego. I can do it first. He didn't trust his teammate. He monopolized the ball and didn't want to pass. Everyone else is not good. His strong sense of self-consciousness was hurting the team's growth. That's where Phil Jackson brought in the idea of them. He turned off the light on the practice field and had his players sit in the meditation. Don't regret a past mistake. Don't dream of future victories. Just focus breathing in your moment.
It also revolutionized tactics, the triangle offense. This is a system that does not rely on a particular S player, but rather has all five players move in a triangle, passing the ball as freely as water. This was the embodiment of the Zen concept of no mind. Let go of the ego that's saying, I'm going to score, and become part of the great flow of the team. At first, Jordan protested, saying, that would cost me point, but Phil protested, Michael, you don't have to be the top scorer. Be the leader that's helping your team win. By sharpening his mind through meditation, Jordan finally learned to let go of the ball. Having abandoned his ego, God was now invincible, and the Bulls entered a golden age.
However, the Bulls' biggest problem came in the later stage of their career. Dennis Rodman, the bad boy with the full body tattoos, rainbow hair, and headbutting the empire. He skipped practice, he created a media frenzy, and no one could not control him. A normal manager would yell at him, fine him, and kick him off the team. However, the Zen master response was different. He put into practice the Zen teaching of acceptance. One day, at a crucial moment in the middle of the season, Rodman said, "Phil, I need a break. Let me go to Vegas." It was impossible according to common sense. But Phil answered quietly, "Okay, but only for 48 hours." Jordan was shocked that Phil accepted Rodman's existence along with his charisma as a person. Don't try to control him, give him space. Rodman returned as promised, chasing the ball harder than anyone else and contributing to his team's victory. He later said, "Phil was the only one who treated me like a human being, not a waiter." Instead of motivating people with anger, motivated them with acceptance. This was the Zen leadership that built the Bulls dynasty. After winning 6 championships with the Bulls, Phil Jackson is moving on to a new battlefield. Los Angeles Lakers. It was a place that was even more chaotic than the Bulls. There were 2 monsters on the team: Kobe Bryant, the young genius; Shaquille O'Neal, the giant of dominance. The problem was that the two were at odds with each other. Kobe criticized Shaq, saying Shaq is a lazy kid who doesn't practice seriously, and Shaq insulted Kobe. Kobe is a selfish kid who doesn't pass the ball. No one spoke in the locker room. The team was falling apart, and it was a classic example of the talent but no winning. To change this terrible atmosphere, Zen Master takes action again. One day, the player entered the locker room and were greeted by the strange smell. It is smoke. Phil Jackson was going around burning the dry house called white sage in a Native American ceremony. The prayer laughed to say, "What is smoke? It is a stink." But Phil wasn't that serious. Purify the bad energy that has accumulated in this room. This unexpected move forced a reset in the team of the lofty atmosphere. Rather than persuading them with logic, he tried to change the players' wellness routines. That approach to the Pistons. The Lakers have also introduced pre-game meditation. After darkening the room for video analysts, Phil sounds the drum and gives instruction. Stand up straight, close your eyes, feel the breathing of the person next to you. This slogan is "One breath, one mind." Kobe and Shaq, who normally hate each other, are forced a breathing in unison in the darkness. If reconciliation is impossible through one, connect through breathing. It was that approach that went beyond logic. The championship initially scoffed at this, saying "We're not mad." However, there were times when he would fall asleep, snoring, and Phil would wake him up. But gradually he learned to respect this time. He called Phil was his white dad and approached this mental control. And available, the person who was most impressed by this Zen teaching was a young Kobe Bryant. Because he was a perfectionist, he had extreme emotional ups and downs and could not forgive himself when he made a mistake. Phil talked to him. Don't suppress your emotion, just observe them. Even if you are in the middle of typhoon, be the calm eye of the typhoon. This is what mindfulness is all about. Kobe observed this teaching and made meditation a daily routine. He later displayed the Mamba mentality, which allowed him a cool max shot, no matter how much pressure he was under. The basis for the was the Zen teaching he learned from here. As a result, Lakers achieved unprecedented 3 consecutive championships. They are two people who had each other become the strongest duo in history. Thanks for the good known as them. What did you think? Chicago Bulls and Los Angeles Lakers. The two teams were from different eras and had different players, but had also them always Phil Jackson and them. What he taught me was, a leader is not someone who controls all the blue falls. To Jordan, he told him to put his ego aside. To Rodman, accept him as he is. To Kobe and Shaq, get in sync. He has a prayer created space in their mind through their meditation and other practice. It was because of this space that their genius were able to respect each other and transcend their individual limitations to become a team, in the word of Phil Jackson. Basketball is like music. If each instrument plays separately, it is just noise. But when they listen to each other and harmonize, it becomes jazz. The same may be true in our daily lives. There may be people at work or at home who you disagree with or who are difficult to deal with. In times like this, instead of trying to force the other person to change, stop and take a deep breathing. Let go or try to control the other person and just accept them. The teaching of this Zen master may work miracle in your team and relationships. Thank you for watching to the end. If you discover something new in this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. In the comments section, please let us know if you have any mental well-being method that you use at work or with your team. See you in the next video. Bye.